Okay. Hey YouTube, this is Mega Marie and coming to you with the 2022 wrap up. Okay. So 2022 has been awesome. 2022 has done its thing, and anime manga has definitely been a bright light for me this year. A lot of ups and downs, but that's life. But I'm stoked because 2022 is good to me as well. And manga and anime has been just the highlight of the year for me. So we're going to go into some of my favorite manga for the year. I'm going to go as quickly as possible because I could talk about these manga all day long, but we don't have all day long because it's almost 2023. Okay, so here we go. So Cherry Magic 30 Years of Virginity Can Make You a Wizard. The premise is in the title. This is definitely the year where the premises of the story is in the title. So many manga that's come out and that's coming out has literally the whole, like the back of the book where it tells you, that's literally the title for some manga these coming out, and it has come out towards the end of the year here. But I digress. So you have this awesome manga, and I fell asleep on it. I was asleep on it. I bought it and it was about to go and find a home at half price. But I said, you know what, let me go back into it because I'm a mood reader. And I'm the type of person, if I'm not really focused, then I'm not going to really appreciate a piece of work the way I should. So I went back and read this one here at the end of the year by the hair on the chinny chin chin of the 2022, and end up falling in love with this. Have every intention of getting the I got volume 1, I got volume 2, and then I'm gonna get the bundle to wrap it up and catch up on it. But it was a surprise hit for me. It snuck up on me, and I'm absolutely glad that it did. All right, next up is Hidora. Oh my god. So this is by Q Hayashida, Q Hayashida Sensei, and let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Okay. I love this series. I watched it on anime in Netflix, right? And I'm like, at first I wasn't gonna watch it, and then I had one of those days so I have nothing to do. So I said, let me just try something that I don't think is gonna be good. Because typically, I'm very picky, very, very picky. So I watched it, and okay, I was totally sleeping on this, and it shouldn't been. And the artwork is amazing. The story is amazing. It's just, the artwork is just so amazing. I love the feel of it. It's like about devils and humans, and it's a whole thing. So I absolutely love this series, and so I said, let me get the manga. And this is one of the first ones I'm gonna discuss here, where it's called. I bought the manga, loved it, and so I saw the anime, loved it. Gonna get all the series, all the manga, and then binge it. So this goes up to 28. The longest series I have as of right now that is complete is 18 volumes, and that is Ultimate. So this would be a big investment, but it's so good. I'm so stoked about it. I'm up to volume 6, so I have a little ways to go, but I have every intention, hopefully, fingers crossed, pardon me, that I can get it complete in 2023. Okay, so next up is another one by the same mangaka, Day Dark. Of course, when I fell in love with Hidora and the artwork and the world that is created, then I had to go look up the mangaka because I became obsessed and wanted to know what other things this mangaka wrote. So I found that this was the new series at the time, got it, and I am stoked. It's like Mad Max in space, essentially, and it has some other elements to it that's totally cool, but that's the vibe that I'm getting, and I love the artwork. I love the gothic feel to it, steampunkish, not so much steampunk, but just that it's like that Mad Max Thunderdome type thing, and it's awesome, 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 and I'm stoked for it. Okay, next up is the historical pieces. So that was another one that was this it? I think there's another one that I can't even think of at this exact moment. But okay, so we have oh yeah, I'll talk about that one. Yeah, so we have Sacrificial Princess and the King of Beasts. I got this one. I got into this one. I saw that Shay Geeks Out was geeking out about this one, and so she was like really getting emotional talking about it in her video, and I was like, man, I want to check this out, see what the deal is. So I did like a one volume try, and of course I end up loving it. And it to me, it's a political thriller, not thriller, political drama so far, and it's very exciting and it's very interesting and it's very beautiful too. I can tell that. This is the first volume of the first volume, like the other one that I just showed you guys, with Dorhidor. It's already, I don't think it's complete. I, if it is, it's either complete or almost complete. So I'm gonna go collect them all and binge. This is definitely a beautiful story. It is, it has politics in it. If you don't like politics, you probably won't like this one, but I love that kind of stuff. I thought I loved I love Scandal, okay? But I love all things Shonda Rhimes. But I realized I just love political dramas and thrillers. So this is definitely that. Now another one in that same lane that I did a one try, and now I'm gonna buy all the volumes to it. And with this one I'm up to volume 8, so I got a few more to go. Is Oku. Oku is a historical, a period piece that is very much a political type of thriller that's kind of set in like it's set in a time where you can see how it's dressed. So it's set in oh, I forgot that time. It's a historical piece, and so where it's a role reversal type of manga, and it's lots of it's very wordy. It's the most wordy manga, and the English is very because I'm reading this in English, of course. So it's gonna have that that old English type of, almost biblical kind of style of English. So that's something that you. But I like those kinds of things. I like reading, I like reading that kind of stuff, like Homer. I like reading. I like reading historical poetry and things like that. So this is right up my alley, and it's a political drama. Dare I say thriller? So this is right up my alley. But if you're not into a wordy manga, then Sacrificial. Although they're both political thrillers, they're both political dramas. I'm sorry, but this is more traditional anime read. This is a very unique manga. Sorry, not anime manga. This is a very unique manga, very more adult in the. I'm not gonna say adult. I won't use the word adult, but it's more novelty than manga in the way that it's written, if you know what I mean. So this is awesome. Okay, so another awesome some vintage manga. So vintage manga for me, I went on Amazon, and then I put in the filter like $5, and then I put in a filter comics manga search, and I put in the lowest cost first, and I came across one copy of these, and this is how I find like one shots from vintage, because I've been into anime and manga over 20 years, so there's some nostalgia to a lot of the vintage stuff. And so this had that style from the 90s 2000s, that old school style that I absolutely, just old school to some folks, but to me it was just my generation. I was stoked about this one, and I ended up getting. I believe I have all of it. I think that it's maybe one or two more that I need to get. I think, but His Majesty's Dog, one of the vintage mangas that I picked up this year, and that I absolutely loved. All right, so another one. I don't know if this is not so much vintage. It's just one that's been complete for a little while, and it's called Blue Morning. This is a very beautiful one. This is another one that is very. This is a period piece as well, but not to the extent of the other one, of Oku. Totally different, but it's a beautiful story. It's very it's a drama, and it's involving politics in a way, but it's not entirely political. But it does involve hierarchy and the class system and all those things. So this is totally awesome, and I have 1 and 3. I think I have 4. I'm almost done with collecting it too is one of those ones that's like, oh my god. And I have another manga that I went through hell and high water to complete the set. I'll talk about that one. Okay, so I got those two. Okay, so let's do the smut. Let's just do the smut. Now, see, some of my favorite smut. These are I consider these. There's some other ones that probably could pass for smut. This is smut too. Okay, so favorite smut of the year. The favorite smut of the year. Yakuza Lover. Need I say more? The cover says it all. Look at the cover. It says it all. This is one that's been like everybody's favorite. Everybody's talking about it. And the artwork was a little different for me at first, but now I've grown to love it. It's a good smut fest, and it's just awesomeness. Absolute awesomeness. Who doesn't love Yakuza Lover? It was definitely a big highlight of 2022 for the manga community, especially the smut loving manga community. Okay, so love that. Okay, 10 count. 10 count was, oh my god, the thorn in my side. It was like everywhere I looked trying to get volume 4 was insane. And then the prices were extreme. And then after months and months and months, finally was able to complete 10 count. And it's absolutely amazing. I had read it, started reading it digitally anyway. So I bought all the digital versions of it from Barnes and Nobles, because I couldn't get it on Amazon at the time. Got all Barnes and Noble, so I could definitely finish reading. But it's beautiful. It's actually a very beautiful story, but there's some smut to it, and it's just cute. And I like it kind of has a unique feel to it. And I'm not gonna say it's not a fetish thing, because he doesn't have a fetish. He has a compulsive disorder where he's like doesn't want to be dirty. But we have the opposite of that in another book that kind of has a fetish thing to it that I liked a lot. But this is awesome, and it was great. Next smut is one that is very controversial but very popular, and I think it's a lot of people's guilty pleasure, and they will not admit that they like it. Cass Heaven. Cass Heaven, and oh, see, that's not a good look, but okay. Cass Heaven, oh my god. This is something that I liked. I liked it a lot. I don't think that I tried to read, what is that one called? Something bitch, something. It's a smut, high school type smut situation. But this one seems to have more story to it. If you've read the series, it's a caste system, kind of like, the compulsive gambler manga, and I forgot the actual name of it. The compulsive gambler manga, where it's like a caste system, and how good you are at gambling determines where you are in the caste system. This is based on whatever cards you get, high, low, whatever cards you get, and for so long you're like, that's the caste system. And it's very adult theme, but it does have romance to it, and it does have a storyline and plot, and it is just, I'm obsessed, and I have all of them. I think I have completed this. I have all of them, and it's amazing, and this is definitely an author I want to get to know more better about. This was definitely one that I'm very stoked about having, and I worked really hard to get all of them. Okay, so next up, this is what I call smut of the year. This was a highlight for me, and that is Madk. Can't even imagine how to say that. This is the most bizarre, absolutely insane smut that I absolutely love, and it is a fetish theme to it that I think is just, it's weird, it's twisted, but I like that. Just look at the picture. Just look at the picture. Just look at the picture. And it's only 2 volumes. That's the only downside to this manga series, is that it's only 2 volumes. This should keep going. But I'm going to definitely follow this manga. And yeah, anything this manga puts out, I'm definitely on board for. Okay, so next up. Some of my favorite romances that I read this year. This one is smut, but it's romance too. But let me throw it in smut. Okay. Twinning Birds Never Fly. let me tell you something about 20 Birds in Flight was another thorn in my side. Because for one volume of 20 Birds Never Fly, I had to buy it from Canada. And I think it was volume 2 and actually volume 3. Had to, no, volume 3. 2 and 3, I think. Bought from Canada, $30 a pop because it was out of stock. Family caught up, and I think 7 is coming out soon. This is Yakuza. Again, this is amazing. I have the Blu-ray of the series of the OVA. I guess you would call that OVA. This is definitely, it's intriguing. It's about a masochist. It's definitely smutty. It's definitely adult. Most of all this stuff is adult, but it has an incredible story. It has a lot of action. It is a wordy, I don't even want to open it. It is a wordy one. So you definitely have to read to really, you have to be a person who likes to read. It's not going to be short blips, casual conversation. It's very in depth, and it's a lot of story, and it's pretty thick. A lot of these run pretty thick for individual single mangas. But it's a beautiful story, and it is just, the artwork is amazing. I'm definitely buying the art book for it. I'm all in for this. I searched high and low for this, and anything by this mangaka I will be purchasing. Hands down. Okay, so next up is, let me see here. I got that one done. Okay, so let's get to the nice, sweet romance. Okay, let's get to the romance, and then we'll get to some, yeah. So this beautiful romance, I Hear the Sunspot. Oh my God. This is such a beautiful story about a hearing impaired person and a hearing person, and how they end up growing and developing in college, in romance. And it's just, look at this artwork, man. Y'all, look at that. Look at that artwork, man. This is beautiful. It's beautiful. And I fell in love with this, and I'm definitely going to have to collect all of them. Like I say, I have so many that I'm trying to finish collecting, that some of my, I got, these are like new stuff I just got that I read over the last 6 months, and the other stuff that I already got stoked about, I'm still trying to finish those. But I Hear the Sunspot, and then they have the collectors with different volumes with different covers. And yeah, I'm that person. I will get more than one of the same volume. Yeah, I'm that person. Next up, Candy Colored Paradox. OMG. People will sleep on this. And I was so lucky to find 1 through 5. Yeah, 1 through 5 on Mercy for like a crazy good deal. And I'm in love with this. It's just, these two are everything to me. These two, this romance, the fact that they are like working as reporters, and you got the story behind the romance is all the drama when they're trying to get stories, and the celebrities. It's like, this should be an anime. This should be a show. This needs to be an anime. People are going to sleep on this. This is written so well, and it's so awesome, and it's so cute, and it's so exciting. This could be like prime time. Like, this is so good. People are really sleeping on it. It's totally underrated. Okay. All right. So this is, yeah, definitely a highlight of the year for me. One of my favorite BL bubbly romances, although there are a level of smut that is explicit content. But I mean, it's, yeah, well, yeah, it's explicit content. It's well beyond the Sandra Rhimes, but if Sandra Rhimes could do HBO, I don't know. No, it's beyond that. It's beyond that. It's beyond that. You see a lot of things in here when it comes to that type, but that's not the whole base of the manga. It's like a whole story, and it's awesome, awesome, awesome sauce. Okay, so this is I don't know. I'm tied between, because I don't even call this is, okay. Let me do this one in the line of fetish again. Sweat and Soap. Sweat and Soap is everything. I don't have to tell y'all about Sweat and Soap. I was a little apprehensive about even getting it at first, because I saw the cover and thought, okay, this is for guys. Like, come on, this is creep show. And then I was like, I read the premise of it, and I was like, ooh, because like, the first manga I read that was involving somewhat of a fetish type thing was Jackass, and that was by Scarlett. Okay, I can't say her name properly. Scarlett Bikiko, Biko, and it's involving stockings. But that's all I have to say. But this one, I was like, and I was just off the heels of having really gotten into that and gotten into who that mangaka was when I came across Sweat and Soap, and I was like, okay, yeah, the first cover is a little embarrassing, but then the other covers are just amazing and beautiful. The story is amazing and beautiful. It's wholesome, which I don't mind wholesome. I'm not just smut addict. I can appreciate wholesome, and there is wholesomeness to it, but there's an underline of creepiness, not creepiness, but just I like the idea that he likes to smell her. I think that's cute. Um, this is just a great story and a great romance. And it's just beautiful. I got the whole set. There's a box set out that gives you scratch and sniff stickers and other little bonuses. I love this series so much. I'm gonna buy that too. Yeah, I'm gonna buy that too. Have the whole series already. Buying the box set that I'll open it, get the goodies out, close it back up. Yeah, that's how good this series is. That's how cute it is. That's how adorable it is. That's how invested I am in this series. So yeah, Sweat and Soap, definitely top notch. I'd say the number one. Uh, is this a josei? I think you would call it a josei. Some genre names, especially when it comes to what's the josei, what's the this to that, I'm not that savvy on. I just know what I like. But this was definitely everybody's favorite of the year. If they like romance, you were liking this, you were reading this, you were into this. Okay. So next up is the mystery of the year. This was something everybody was stoked about. Anybody that wasn't, I don't know why you weren't. Something's wrong with you. I'm just playing. Beastars. Oh my god. Let me tell you something. Beastars is everything. Mystery, romance. Um, I'm shipping so many different characters in this series. It's ridiculous. And this is my favorite character. And Legoshi is, oh my god. Yeah. 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 He's the one. Um, this series is just amazing. I love the world that it's in. It's just so riveting, and it's a thriller. It's a drama. It has everything. It's so prime time. Like it's everything. It's on Netflix. The anime was so good that I gave the manga a try, and now I'm all in. I'm all in. It's wrapping up. I feel sad that it's wrapping up because I absolutely love it. But the mangaka has blessed us with Beast Complex, which is some volumes from this of characters and stories from this world. But yeah, I hope she doesn't just. I hope she comes back to Beast Stars. I hope she revs up something more. I'm greedy. This is the number one. This is the number one. I could say manga wise, this is the number one for me this year. Beastars. It's my everything this year. Okay, next up is these cute isekai sweep me away to another world. I have one of those, and then one is just like horror detective type situation. This one was a pleasant surprise that came at the end. This one is one long, and there are titles longer than this that's come out this year and that will be coming out in 2023. So this one, The Other World's books depend on the bean canner. OMG. Volume 2 is out. I gotta grab it. This is everything. This is everything. He's swept into another world, so it's the isekai. I learned what that meant. Isekai. Everybody's like, isekai, isekai. I'm like, what is isekai? And now I get it. It's when you go to another world type situation, magical situation. So this is everything. You go into this world where you're going into like a political setting. He's a everyday worker guy who gets swept away into this other world by mistake because they were really looking for this one girl that's supposed to be the world changing savior princess situation, and he got swept up in it by mistake. And these two and romance and craziness and weird magic necessary things to do to survive type stuff ensues. And it's awesome. It's awesome. This was such a delightful fall towards this end of the year. This was everything, and I say I'm so stoked about getting into this one. Next up is one that people have been sleeping on. Can't Stop Cursing You. This is amazing. It's a It's like a magical, bloody, thriller type of what they call it, uh, mystery, like Sherlock Holmes, but bloodier and more and magical. Yeah, that's what that is, and it's awesome. And yeah, it's totally awesome. Okay, so of course we all know Killing Stalking. I have Volume 1 of Killing Stalking, but it's really big and it's stuck in a particular part in my room. But I have Killing Stalking Volume 1. This was the first manhwa that I purchased, and it's totally awesome. Honorable mentions. Do I have honorable mentions? Yes, I got Jealousy. I got Jealousy. I have all 5 pieces of Jealousy. Fire in His Fingertips, My Love Mix-Up, and Blue Flag. Okay, now, don't want it to be too long, but one more thing. My Hero Academia. Now, why am I showing you an action figure of All Might? Because I don't have any manga. I don't have any Blu-rays. All I have is action figures. I knew I liked My Hero Academia. Towards the end of the year, I started watching it on Hulu, and I have the Hulu. They gave it to me like really dirt cheap, like $2.99 a month for so many months, and it's the one with the commercials. It was so good, I got sick of the commercials, so I went to my local library and checked out the Blu-ray to see if it was Blu-ray. It was going to be even better quality, if it's a big difference, and it was. I'm going to buy all of the Blu-rays. However, I just want to say that this manga was emotionally a roller coaster for me. I cried. I watched seasons 1 through 4. I haven't been this emotional with a manga since uh Full Metal Alchemist. Not manga, but anime. Was it a Full Metal Alchemist made me cry a little bit. There's this one anime, I forget the name of it, about the guy, old man, who ended up being like having these weird powers to turn him into a machine. And he went from being like a loser old guy, middle-aged guy, to being this hero for the world. I bawled at the end of that. I text my two amigo friends. I call them we the 3 amigos, me and 2 guys, wrestling, anime, manga. They got me into anime. And I was crying. Haven't had a cry like that in so long. Watching My Hero Academia, the emotional highs and lows. I love all the characters, the villains, the heroes, the stories, the lessons. It is the most incredible story I've ever experienced, and it is my everything. I am going to get the entire. They have some box sets already out. I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Get the manga box sets. Get everything that's related to that. One more thing I got to talk about before going, and I promise you guys that I'm gonna go. Pluto. My mind was blown with Pluto. Tezuka, I had Sensei. I had never heard of him. He is a pretty much a god of manga. He's like he's just one of those people that's like, he's like the godfather of manga. And Astro Boy, I didn't know about Astro Boy. When I read this, I was so intrigued. I got this because Usas, Urasawa. I love monsters, so I wanted to get into all the things that he wrote. And then I saw Pluto. I'm like, gotta get into Pluto. Read Pluto, and that's when I realized, wait a minute, this is based off of manga that was written by Godfather of manga that inspired this mangaka. And I had to go read Astro Boy, and it was just amazing. I got so into it, and when you read Astro Boy mangas, you get these little side stories and panels, and you're reading a manga that's super vintage. Before I was born, super vintage. I mean, like my mom's youth. And it's like, from the 60s, and I'm like, wow, this is amazing. And that whole story, the connections from Astro Boy to Pluto, and how it's just generations of mangaka that have been inspired by the godfather of manga, and this whole storyline, and how intricate, and how just it seems like when I was reading Astro Boy, it was like the things that were happening in that time space was no different than what was happening in the time space around 2020 and 2021, 2022. Just different things that were talked about, different issues that humans have always had, and I think will always have in life. But yeah, Pluto, Astro Boy, that was a mind blowing thing that took me deeper into manga like I've never been before. So, with all that being said, 30 minutes and I'm done. I gotta get off here now. But it is the end of the year, so I think this end of the year wrap was worth it, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching me this year. All the awesome mangaka that manga tubers that I've watched have been totally awesome. Great recommendations. 2022 was awesome, and 2023 is gonna be even awesomer. Thank you all for tuning in, for watching me, supporting me, liking my videos, commenting. It's been a great community, and I always excited to see people that watch my videos. And just glad that y'all enjoy what I had to say, and I hope to share and interact more with you guys. So thank you so much for tuning in. Happy New Year. Take care of yourself, love yourselves, and love each other. Peace.